What's up, everybody? How's it going? How's it going? I want to play around a little bit with the LT. We all know the Lightning Tower just got changed, and it actually, I mean, it seems way better than it was, but it still seems like it might be a little bit suspect. What's going on there, Theoden? Heptic, Olav, Mayretha, Colton, Raymond, how you all doing today? Anyway, I want to try some LTs as the primary source of damage. So I'm going to do my best to not do anything else on a survival run, but use LTs as far as damage goes. Now, obviously, I'm going to need some way to strip elemental immunity. I'm going to need some way to crowd control. And just because I'm really unsure, we're going to go with one of the easier maps. So I'm going to head on into Ancient Mines. Still Nightmare Hardcore, though. Alchemical Lab is my least favorite map in the entire game, Rossi. I despise reasons to do that map. I will farm the crap out of the Demon Lord once Massacre comes and we can potentially get a better Soul Focuser. What's going on, Ghoul Gang? How you doing? Anyway, so today I'm going to bring some Apprentice Walls, a Traptress, my main builder Apprentice, some Auras, which I don't even know if I'm going to use, and then I'm going to DPS, I think, on the Huntress. But let's just start off with some of the basics just to get us through wave 1 here. Kind of turtle building it, as you see. It's going to be a little sketchy. No, I would not. Rossi, you can play with a, like, if you find a perfectly rolled dragon, like this one. No. Yes. If you find a perfectly rolled dragon like that one, you want 3 projectiles, you want to get the attack rate down to 0.01. They will hold a lane. They're really strong. However, a cat, you gotta remember that a cat is not, say, giving you, like, it's not, say, giving you, like, 500 attack score. It's a percentage increase. So the stronger your DPS character gets, the more damage that actual percentage is. So, I mean, like, on my Huntress, I have used that dragon to play, but I've used it just to play. Just because it's funny watching it go to town. I'll use it on a wave here and let you guys see it. I got nothing, I got no love with the rocks. I ended up finding way better giraffes the whole time. So, I mean, I see screenshots of people with their incredible rocks that are mythical and 400 plus of everything, but I have yet to see anything like that. See, we're going to need to strip elemental immunity right away from the start, so we're going to go with darkness traps right on top of the spawns. Oops, out of juice. Man, I got no damaging stuff out. I'm just going to have to manually kill everything, which could be a little sketch. In fact, is this an opportunity? Here, I'll show that dragon off right now in wave 1 here. I mean, it's crazy. Literally crazy. It just goes to town. I mean, I could stand here. Now, obviously, it's only wave 1, but I could just stand there and it would clear that lane. But remember, what you need a DPS hero for is not for lane clearing. Lane clearing is what your defenses are supposed to do. Where you would want to use a DPS hero is actually to buff your defenses or to kill ogres, you know? And with ogres, you know, with ogres, it's all about single target damage. Basically, my objective here is I'm going to put some LT action up front. I'm going to have to. If not, all these darkness traps will just get vacuum cleanered up by Jen. But my last resort for the ogres is going to be back here, more of a turtle style build. Alright, that is just nowhere near enough mana to get the job done here. Alright, now what do we want to do here? 80, we got 71 DU left. We've got all of our darkness down. We know we're going to want more darkness at the core. So let's throw a darkness, say like right there. Yeah, survival XP is through the roof there, Ben. Oh, I have never tried this build, Daniel. This is just me having fun. We know that the lightning towers got changed, but we don't really know, I mean, other than just that raw damage increase. Oh, crap, man, out of juice already. Holy smokes. Alright, let's do that. We're going to need some more. We're going to need some back here for the turtle side and the spiders. Yeah, survival XP is through the roof. It's actually 10 4-player promenade runs from level 0 to level 90. And I did the math on it. Now, obviously, the times wouldn't work out like this unless you were in an organized group where the people were actually trying to make the runs go faster and grind. But you could get that done in about 16 to 17 hours if everybody was very focused. Or it could take as long as like 30 hours if people aren't G'ing up and all that good stuff, you know? Oh, wow. Or that one got vacuum cleared up by Jen because there's no DPS out there. Get him, little dragon. Get him. I'm going to put gas traps in farther down the lane, but I'm just going to let the Sharkin just run right through here. I'm not worried about spawn camping them. What I'm going to do is have like a gas trap like here, and then a gas trap like here. I'm going to have to look at where the ranges are for my LTs, though, once I get them in. And that's where the gas traps will be. Now, I'll be using the prop cat. I'm just screwing around with this. I think when the waves got really heavy, if I use this dragon on stream, to be honest with you, it would probably lag the stream out. I mean, its attack rate is 0.014. It's like 73 attacks per second. Per second. Times 3. It's over the top. Alright, so let's go like that. And then we'll go with an LT here. And another one there. How much are these bad boys? 120. And then we'll start doing stuff back here. Yeah, see, I'm going to have to put the gas traps pretty close to be able to get any sort of LT coverage here. Up this side. This side's a little bit more generous with it, I think. Alright, one more mana collect wave here. Well, thanks, Sonar. I do appreciate it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I want this dragon to be absolutely silly incredible. And it is. But when it comes to straight burning ogres, and that's what you would want your DPS hero for, the cat just rules the roost. I mean, I'm doing 10 million DPS right now on my Huntress. On the dummy, of course, not in a Nightmare match. And this dragon, although it gets buffed in Nightmare, we don't know what the buff is. I mean, we would have to actually... In fact, maybe I'll find that out tonight. I'll load into a Nightmare, record some footage of the dragon going, and then slow it down and actually count the numbers. Playing some ranked Apex. Nice. That's always fun. Okay, we got 16 DU left. And I know we need those gas traps, so those have to happen. Those will chain together, but I don't really care. Basically, it'll mean they're up 100% of the time. Alright, now that's way too far forward. Let's go there. Alright, then that leaves 7, so that's enough for one more, right? Wow, is this it? This just really seems sketchy to me. And I mean, why would I have 2 LTs over here and then only 2 for those 2 lanes? I feel like I should move one of these over to split these lanes. Oh, the enemies get zooming. Yeah, you'll see it at the... Once we get past like wave 10 or so. The enemies will be super zooming here on this map. And we'll have this one just split these 2 lanes. Alright. I'm going to switch back to my cat, though, because I don't want the dragon to get all the glory here. I gotta farm another cat. I don't like that map, doing it on survival. So I literally got 1 cat. This was the first cat I got. It's like, okay, I got a cat. Let's get out of here and never come back. Yeah, I could group those up and boost them. But the problem is I'm worried about their ranges, and I don't want to move the walls way back. So these are... They've got the dual benefit of killing spiders. But that's not why they're there. I've got them there to DPS whatever comes through the lanes. I mean, how are they even doing it? Well, I guess the spiders aren't very intense yet, only on wave 4. That, and I know I'm going to have DPS, so I would prefer to be on the Huntress over the Monk. Just because even boosting the LTs, it's not going to burn these ogres. Man, the Jinn are still getting their shots off. It's going to be pretty questionable whether or not an LT is going to kill a Jinn here. Well, that one had all 3 of them going to it. It's going good so far. I think the wife is not used to... You know, I'm kind of used to it, nerding out and being inside all day, sitting in front of my computer. It's kind of driving the wife nuts a little bit. She's not used to just staying indoors, you know. But I mean, with me, I've been fine. She's wrecking it, Joe. She's playing right now. Let me look. I think she's in like the Pacific Northwest. Actually, hunting bear and elk and whatnots. The hunter game. She's been playing the crap out of that, y'all. It actually looks like a really fun game, but I don't want to start playing it. It looks like a game that you could end up putting way too many hours into. Alright, now that looked like... I'm going to have to look at the damage again. That looked like it was doing 12,000 damage per tick. That doesn't sound right. That sounds... I mean, I ain't complaining. It sounds a little high. Oh, or no, that was the DPS number that went off. Or was it? We know the damage numbers here are not correct at all. I want to kick it up here and look at him. I think it is going to do that much per tick. Crap, I should have saved some. Hopefully there's enough here to upgrade this one. Not enough. Alright, I'm going to have to watch the gen desummoning things over on that side of the map, but I kind of want to look at these numbers here. I've got all the numbers turned on, right? Yeah, that's good. Let's see. ZG is out soon. That was during vanilla days. I really loved ZG. I don't know, the whole theme of it was fun. 13,000, yeah, they're doing 13,000 damage per tick. That's not that bad. I'm curious now. What if I only had 2 LTs back here and I put 2 more on the outsides by the spawns? I've got more hope than I had before. But seeing how much damage they're ripping out, I mean, it's like I said, it's wave 5. Your chat's not working right? Looks fine to me. And then you know what? Now that I think about it even more, if I'm going to do that, why not just stuff them all on this little thing right here and then boost them? Decisions. Redline Toyota with the new membership. Thank you so much there, Redline. Man, decisions here. See, if you put them back on that little plank, then the spiders won't get you. Anything that makes it up the lane, anyway. What's going on there, Zeg? How you doing? Give me 1 sec here, y'all. I'm still in casual mode. I just woke up not that long ago. Alright, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to get rid of 2 of these and put 1 more of them here. For a few ups on those, since they're going to be all by themselves. Oh, I was up way too late. I'm up way too late every night. My general rule is I try to go to bed before the sun comes up, because it's harder to sleep, of course, with the sun all bright. Thanks so much there, Sacred Cow. I appreciate it. Now, do I go over here with them? I mean, why would I not? That would be like a great boost spot. Or do we've got spider killers back there. Do I just stack them all right here in the middle and boost? As this will cover the lane. That's what daylight savings time is for, you know? It just sucks when the summer comes and it starts getting all bright so early. Let's see. Oh, I'm out of juice. We only get 4. Well, I feel like I should move 1. I wonder if it's going to have line of sight issues, this back one. Well, I mean, we can always move it. It's an experiment. We're doing it for science, right? It don't matter. Let's see, now, I'm actually going to want a boost monk instead. And that should... I mean, these LTs should be, like, silly. Let's see. $27,000 a tick. That's, what? That's like almost 300,000 DPS, and it's chaining? Actually, it's more than that because I've got that chromatic gemstone boosting it all. Oh, the Dark Elves are going to tear me up. There's no doubt there. Now I'm wondering, should I move the gas traps up further? I think I should. Something beating on the wall over here. Little spooters. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I've got a plan. I got a plan, y'all. I'm gonna need some mana. Now, any ogres that come out of that far side are going to be a pain in the butt, but besides ogres, I think everything else over here might just get handled. Alright, let's see here. So, let's get rid of all this stuff. Put the gas traps further up here where they're gonna CC them up in range of the lightning towers. And then we'll put walls back there just as aggro for the spiders. And we'll make sure that the walls are well in range of those LTs. So let's see. Let's grab Flimsy back. What's going on there? Mira, Florian, how y'all doing? And then instead of putting walls there, we'll put walls over here. I wanted to make sure they're inside the gas trap. Oh, you know what? They'll be inside of the gas trap's range anyway. So let's go like this just for aggro, for the something for the ogres that make it through to wail on. You just hit 90 on your builders? Very nice. I tell you what, man, I'll be honest. I was expecting the XP amount to get changed. I wasn't expecting it to stay. So, like, my original goal was to get my main builders to 90. And then get my DPS characters and my alts to 83. That was my... And now we look and see, and that's my highest level. My apprentice is my second highest at 96. So, I mean, I'm not rushing 100 now. I'm just letting it happen. Now, but luckily, it got me to the point where I don't care about the XP anymore. You know, I mean, other than getting my DPS characters to 90 to use the good stuff, that's all. That's the only thing. Actually, my DPS characters are 90 now. So yeah, I don't have to worry about XP at all. The left side wall won't aggro. Huh. You don't think that one will aggro anything? Well, I don't want to put it in cleave range of the core. Well, let me try it right there. I don't want it to be able to cleave these LTs either. This guy's got to level up. Oof, almost a fail jump. Alright, let's see. I mean, we're still in early waves. This wave's 7. But I think this is going to be ridiculous right here. My only problem is I don't want to gas trap things inside of the spawn. That's my only thing I'm really worried about. Gotta let the mobs come out, you know? Well, every wall has its own aggro. Now, I don't know what those numbers are. Like, I think it would take like a data miner to find out, because Chromatic will never tell us. Unless they list it as on the tooltip, that would be pretty cool. But like, the highest aggro in the game, I think, is the slice and dice. If you notice, if you put a slice and dice somewhere, mobs will come from all over to hit that slice and dice. You know? Man, if you could do prom to wave 17 or 19, Stefan, you are very close. I mean, if you make it to 19, like one good run to get some gold and to throw some upgrades on, and you're clearing it on 25. So, I mean, you're really, really close there, man. Throne room, I bet you could clear. In Magus quarters. Magus quarters technically is listed between Act 1 and Act 2, so it's slightly better loot than Alchemical Labs, but not as good of loot as Tornado Valley. And I've had really good luck there. I've gotten a Transcendent Giraffe there. I've gotten several Transcendent pieces that were level 83 Transcendents. But I mean, that's where you start, you know? Wow, this is going way smooth. Like I said, wave 7. It is far from over. But the good thing I've got going for me here is nothing really needs upgrades. Like gas traps and darkness traps, you really can just completely ignore. And that's going to allow me to get these LTs jacked up really, really quick. You know? Trying to get this side jacked up faster. There's some more mana. Gimme, gimme. I was gonna do all lightning, where I went, or all electric damage, where I went lightning towers and electric auras. But I thought it would be fun just to try the LTs. I mean, they should just be wrecking it here. We get into these later waves. I'm anxious to see an ogre come out on one of these lanes. I want to see how much damage, or how long it takes to burn these Lobby ogres down. Oh, the last time I tried it was pre-LT buff. So yeah, it was a disaster. This, I think there's a chance. I mean, if I just can't complete it, I bet it'll be wave 20 plus. It just seems like it's just destroying. Oh, the darkness traps are they're like the strength drain aura in the aspect of they remove the elemental immunities that mobs have. So any mobs that come out that are immune to electric damage, that darkness trap will strip it off of them. So it's like a cheaper version of a strength drain aura without the benefits of a strength drain aura as far as the damage reduction. Oh shoot, I should have let him come in a little further to see if he was going to aggro to that wall. Watch, now all the ogres are going to come out on that side. That sucks. Now, you know what else I could do to make it so I don't have to pay attention to that lane at all? Is I could go with one wall right there and then sell one of these LTs and point a DST that way, and that would cover the ogres on that side of the map. But I don't want to do that. I want to make it. I don't want to have the DST steal the Lightning Tower's glory away from it. The third quarter of 2020, Jacob. You think it's only going to last 5 more waves? There, Redline? I think it'll last way longer than 5 waves. I mean, you never know. I might be way off. But I feel like it should last longer than 5 waves. Well, you shouldn't have got 2.6 billion for one run, Sacred Cow. I've been doing that quite a bit. I get like 1.2. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with 1.2. I literally just answered that, Broken Vibes. The third quarter of 2020, it will be out on everything. So the second quarter of 2020 is PC and Switch. The third quarter of 2020 is everything else. So by the third quarter, it will be launched on everything. And then that's when the first DLC is supposed to come to. I don't have my bowling ball guy squared away yet. No, it's all good. It's all good there, Vibes. I mean, I could always, if I went Apprentice Walls, I could always just swap my Squire Waller over to the damage. That's probably what I'll end up doing. Yeah, I'll probably put in a launch command. That, and I mean, I think we have to wonder now with the whole pandemic thing and all that, is it possible for them to even hit those deadlines? I mean, they haven't made any changes to their roadmap, but I personally just wonder if it's realistic, you know? Oh wow, I never noticed this spider spawning out there like that. That was so weird. I don't know if you guys saw that. These 3 spiders that just got wrecked right here, they didn't drop down. They spawned like over here and just started running over. Alright, so this one's got a... or no, the LT got it. I was going to say it's got a line of sight problem there. Now, if I put away my gemstone and didn't take the speed buff here, because I'm not really sure how much the speed buff has given us. Because they're already so fast. Actually, it says 0.07. Jesus. I mean, they're already super, super quick. But I could throw that dragon on with my boost monk. Yeah, it's 0.07 without the rock. I can't imagine the rock is making it that much faster. I mean, it's impossible to see because the tooltip doesn't update. You know what? I think I'm going to. No, they shouldn't. The damage scales with speed. You know what I think it is? I think it's a matter of they don't want the game ripping numbers off that fast. And it's not giving us accurate numbers. I think it's clumping the damage numbers it gives. And that's why the damage numbers look so large. So I don't think that... I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing all of this. But I don't think that adding speed is actually increasing the damage. I think adding speed is increasing the number of ticks. Like you see here, it's pretty clearly doing 15.82 each time. And then if we actually look at the tooltip, that's my exact DPS number. So what's happening is it's only reporting the damage once per second. Well, I mean, I guess we can see that. We can watch it. Well, next wave we'll watch it without speed boosted and then watch it boosted and see if the numbers go up. God, you guys got me wanting to play with that stupid dragon now. That dragon will melt some ogres. We'll check it here though and see what the numbers look like. Alright, so it's that 15.82 that's going off everywhere now. Now if I jump up there and don't tower boost it, but just give it the speed boost. Huh. Actually doesn't look like it changed at all. I think maybe I'm at the cap already. Maybe I'm at a speed cap. Well, there we go. That answers that. Get out the dragon! I'm just really playing around with the lightning towers here, Joe, just to see how effective they are. I wonder, let me see, when I T-boost it, what are the numbers saying? It should be, like, more than double. Yeah, okay, 32.6. Oh, that's weird, because those are tier 5. Oh, wow, they melted that ogre. No dragon required. The LTs tick at a flat rate, and the reset speed is what changes. So there's no benefit of sitting up there with a strength rock. I would want to use a power rock. I'll switch rocks and try that first. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Yeah, let me switch to a power rock instead of this rate rock. Well, no, the LTs actually do. You see the tooltip changes as far as how many times they attack per second. But it could be affecting the reset as well. But I'm thinking... I don't know. I think I'm at a speed cap on them. I mean, they got to cap it somewhere, right? What's the cap on them? The speed cap on them in DD1? I wonder. But it definitely seems like sitting up there with a power rock would be way better. I don't think I have a very good one, but I do have one that I can use just to play around with it and see. But on the same note, God, I want to get out that dragon now. It's a shame the dragon's range isn't a little bit longer. Alright, let me see. Speedy striking. Now that's range. Crap, I threw my power rock away. God dang it. I'm gonna have to farm a new power rock. All I've got is a speedy. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess that means we gotta go with the dragon. Sorry, y'all. I was just purposely looking for an excuse to bust this damn dragon out. I'm only going to use him for ogres. I'm not going to sit down in there in the lanes and let the dragon put that much work in. Or do I go with striking for the range? Well, I don't really need more range the way I'm set right now. God, could you imagine if the dragon could hit those lanes from here? Oh, damn. It would be just a complete butt whooping. I could stand over there on that bridge and I bet it would hit the lanes. I don't know, Marfy. I mean, really, when you think about it, this dragon is doing far, far less than a hero would do. So it actually, to me, it feels like this dragon is in a good place. I mean, remember, it wasn't like a freebie. I farmed the crap out of this thing to get this one. You have to get the perfect rolls for him to be this powerful. It's got to have high upgrades on it, like 250 plus. It's got to have 3 projectiles, or the ability to get the 3 projectiles. And it's got to have a lot of points available that you can drop into its attack rate. Like 50 plus. And that's what makes it really good. So it's not like it's just a freebie, you know? They getting it. They getting it. Oh, yeah. And I don't have the best one. I don't have a perfect one. You know? I've got a pretty good one. But mine is... I've seen several that are way better than mine. Oh, he walked right through, did... Or no, he stopped. It looks like he... Oh, he did walk through. Alright, we'll get the dragon on that one. Dragon, engage. It ticks at a flat rate. Well, like I said, the damage ticks at a flat rate. So it didn't change the DPS at all. I'll play around with it and see. Like I said, the damage numbers that are being shown are not accurate. I mean, the time of them is not correct. Well, that's the thing, is the tooltip... Yeah, no, the tooltip has not been fixed yet. Yeah. See, it's only giving me a DPS number. It's not giving me every individual attack. Well, we already know it has a recharge rate, but that... I mean, it shows the attack rate. it shows its rate. And if you take points out of rate, that number will change. That 0.07. The thing that it's not showing the numbers actually scrolling up off the enemies correctly, and the tooltip is not calculating correctly. Or is the tooltip calculating correctly and all it's showing on the enemies is DPS? There's a lot of mystery involved there. I don't know. We'll take a look at it here as we get into these later waves, Master. I mean, if you have that problem, then I'm going to have that problem. There's no doubt there. I'm going to have to jump down and let my little dragon handle these ogres a little bit more quickly. Or I could have went with Ensnare Auras. Ensnare Auras would slow the ogres down enough. But I don't think it's worth getting rid of gas traps for Ensnare. Or is it? Ensnare would affect the ogres, of course. Oh, if you have that problem, then, like I said, I'm going to have it too. Oh, the dummy? So, well, I mean, without... Did you remove it and replace it? Or did you leave it sit there? Because once a tower engages, it doesn't matter what you do to the stats. Until it disengages with that enemy, or until that enemy dies, it does the same amount of damage. It's the same thing with electric auras. You removed and replaced them each time? I don't know. I mean, I don't think it would be worth changing my rate over, because my rate, I've got the high rate on them now. For, not for my LTs, it's for my Flame Burst. It's supposed to be out of early access by the end of June, Addy. But that is yet to be confirmed. Alright, Vibes, take it easy. Thank you very much for swinging by. Now do I want to do the ensnares instead of the gas? Part of me kind of does. Let's do it. Because ensnares will affect the ogres as well. But I won't get that straight up roadblock. And the Jinn are going to have to die. Ah. There we go. These are all upped. They're letting the Jinn live a little bit longer than I'd like, that's for sure. Well, Speed Rock clearly doesn't have any impact. But I don't know if that's because I'm at a speed cap or if it only affects the reset. If it only affects the reset, that's pretty lame. Jaxie Waxy, what's going on? I'm just going to have to DPS these Jinn that come out. In fact, the Jinn that are on that side are going to end up just despawning the LTs. Oh, it looks like that's... Well, that's enough to clear a Wave 12 Ogre anyway. Just slowing it down like that. Oops. SciTech, thank you so much. I was like, what the heck is that? SciTech just sent me Breathage, which is a game I've had on my wish list forever. Thanks a ton, man. Go, little dragon. The European servers have been having some problems, Jaxie. I'm not sure what, if anything, is coming as far as a fix. I mean, my guess is the server just probably needs to be restarted or needs maintenance of some sort. The Dragon Pet comes from Wave 15 of Summit. And you have to, like I said, you have to farm a perfect one. Unless you just get super lucky and get one. You're looking for one with like 250, 275 ups. Must have 3 projectiles or it's just not worth using. Now I'm curious if you could do an AFK DST build on this map and just sit here AFK with the dragon. The dragon would kill every spider that comes down. I mean, look at him going to town. I'm gonna have to turn numbers off here. It's getting a little, starting to get a little framey. This is early access, Jaxie. So yeah, it launches on PC. Well, it's supposed to launch on PC by the end of June. The same time it launches on Switch, it will launch on PC. Now, I can't go against my rule of LTs only as the source of damage, but already it's popped into my head. Why not get rid of all of this stuff and just throw one explosive trap here? And then that would allow for more LTs up there. But if I use an explosive trap, then I'm breaking the rules. I'm a rule breaker. Oh, as soon as we know a date, you know that that date will be posted all over my YouTube channel. And the launch announcement video will have a real clickbaity sounded title too. I can guarantee that as well. Because that's, you know, that's what everybody wants to know. Cedric, thank you so much for subscribing. Thanks, Sarah Jaxie. I appreciate it. Alright, we're full up, right? I can go into these ensnares. Put the brakes on these fools. Yeah, I gave up on the rock farming though. It's just, I just never get any good ones. Trans paintball gun? I don't even have a trans paintball gun for myself yet, more or less one to give away. If I ever find a second one, you know damn well I'll do a giveaway for it. That's a hot item. But I haven't even found a first one yet, so I've got a mythical. I'll show ya. Yet to upgrade it or be able to use it. I found that bad boy right there. And it's already at 0.11 seconds. I'm not even sure if it has... It probably doesn't have more points. No. Oh, it does have one more point, so I'll be able to get it to the max of 0.10. And it's going to have crazy, crazy damage on it. 360, there will be 366 points or 65 points to go into range damage, which will be huge. In fact, now I just got to see it. Redline, I've been sporting paintball guns since this damn game came out. I know exactly what they go to. Let's see, let's get our 1 point in here. to get it to the cap. I'm very curious. Not only, as you see, I've got no gold. The gold goes so fast. Hell yeah, Joe. My little clicky finger is going to be wore out after this. Well, I mean, it's all about the roll. You know, your chances of finding a high-end trans minigun are probably way, way greater than finding a high-end trans paintball gun. So, I mean, it's not that the minigun would be better. It's that you're going to find a minigun and you may never see a paintball gun of that quality. Wow, this is going to go up way high. I'm curious to see what the damage value goes up to. It's going to be like 27,000, I think. Well, it's all about what you got, you know. These things are elusive as all hell. Okay, 29,532. What's my current paintball gun? Let me see. My current one is 21,000. That's a big, but my current one is also 0.14 seconds because it didn't have any points available into attack rate. So that thing's going to be a huge upgrade, but I'm, you know, just got to get the billions. I needs them billions. I'm almost debating on whether or not I should be sitting up there. I mean, I just really think I'd be more effective overall in the Huntress. Since I don't have a gemstone, if I had the power gemstone and wouldn't have derped and sold it, that would be the way to go. But since I don't have it, I don't think it's worth sitting up there and just boosting that one set of towers. Oh, it was more than 2 billion. I don't remember. I didn't see the end of it. The paintball gun comes from Act 3 maps. And to get a transcendent one, it's just going to take an Act of God. I've seen them. I know they exist. But I haven't had one drop for me yet. The prop cat is better as far as single target damage, but the dragon gives you some... I mean, you see it chewing through this ogre. The dragon gives you a bit of automation, plus it will hit multiple... Oh, 3.6 billion, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's not too terrible. That's what, three summit runs. The thing is that's not the top of my list. I still got builder stuff to upgrade. Yeah, I just feel like I'd be better off right now on the Huntress. I think I'm gonna switch. Wave 15 is Summit, but you have to, like I said, you have to find a perfect one. It's got to be Nightmare. It's got to be a Nightmare Hardcore or a Nightmare Dragon, and it's got to be perfect rolls. If not, it's just not even worth playing with. If you find one that's low or you find one that's mediocre, it's just not even worth. It's one of those must-be perfect type things. Just losing one projectile takes away a third of its damage, you know. I wasn't very impressed by it, Zeggy, to be honest with you. I mean, I liked the theory of it more than I liked what it was actually doing. Elf Gang's got a 4 billion one. Very nice, very nice. Diabolical got a really, really good one. It was mythical as well. Now, I mean, a high roll mythical is better than a low roll trans, so... You know, there is quite a bit of overlap there. Nah, the damage is not split per projectile. In DD2 it was. In DD1, add another projectile is a straight up damage multiplier. 337 is the top, so the closest you can get to that, Michael. Like I've got a few armor pieces that are 333 that were just good enough to use until I find a better piece. Well, I mean, I started upgrading sooner. It depends on how fast you want to get through the content. Remember that no matter how much gold you save, it's not going to be enough. So thinking about that, you know, like I upgraded like 250 or 275 stuff just to be able to get into the content quicker and to be able to do prom like with no issues at all. It will be rough if you've only played DD2. You're gonna think, oh my god, this is the most absurd thing ever. If you've played DD1, you're used to these high upgrade costs. Yeah, like Nomar said, the quicker, I mean, that and it depends on what you want to do. If you're having fun and playing through the game and you're stopping to smell the roses and looking at all the stuff, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that either. I won't be the person that discovers any new fancy Easter eggs because I'm too busy grinding through the map as fast as I possibly can. And that's something that takes away from my gameplay experience. So if you want the gameplay experience over everything else, then yeah, save it up. Stop and smell the roses, you know? They're freshly fertilized. Yeah, I think that's what most... Well, with prom, as soon as people started breaking into prom, people were skipping from 70 to 83. Like, the original setup was do Ancient Mines to get level 70 stuff, and to get some level 78 stuff, and then do an Act 2 map to get level 78 and 83 stuff, and do Act 3 to get level 90 stuff, you know. Now, of course, you can get a level 90 piece right here on Ancient Mines if you're lucky. Alright, now I wanted to switch, right? So let's give him... We'll give him his rock back. We'll switch over to her. Now, do I want the dragon, though? Or do I want the cat? I think I want to just stick with the cat for the DPS for the ogres. I mean, even with this gun and not upgrading one of the better guns yet, I'll still burn ogres relatively decent speed. They are doing good though. Those LTs are getting it done. Now I'm overgeared too, remember? Most of my builders are in full 90 gear now. Not all of them, but most of them. Raiden, how you doing? This is our rock wave. Will I get one of those mythical rocks that everyone else gets but me? I'm not very optimistic. That's quite possible, Hurry. I was surprised there wasn't a patch on Monday, to be honest with you. So, I mean, I don't know, because I haven't gone through all of the Twitters and Discords and forums and everything yet today. I usually do that in between streams or after streams. So I'm not positive. But it would not surprise me at all. Oh, you've gotten myth rocks? I haven't done as many. I did way too many rock grinds in insane mode. I didn't have it in me to grind rocks. I did ancient mines for gear, you know, and got myself a base set of nightmare gear and then just pushed right on. Yeah, they're out of office. They're all working from home. Well, now, if you compare apples to apples, the rock is the better builder pet. But if you compare drops, your chances of getting a decent giraffe seem way higher than your chances of getting a decent rock. So, although, like, if you found a perfect rock, it would be the most absurd thing in the game. But the chances of actually finding a perfect one are probably like 1 in a million or something ridiculous. So somebody will find one eventually, but I haven't seen anybody posting any trans rocks. I mean, I saw a mythical rock that had 450 of every builder stat unupgraded. Obviously, you know, it wasn't in my bag. And it was from a reliable source, so I don't suspect it was photoshopped. No, 3 meters is not the max range for traps. My traps are big boy traps. I mean, this one is small. But you see, even that one's at 4 meters and 8 meters. For the trigger and the effective range. Now the trigger part gets bigger too. And another junk rock. See, I get the numbers over in the hero side, just like everybody else. I'd be more than happy with a rock with 264 of all builder stats. But yeah, those aren't a realization in my life. Yeah, each trap has its own multiplier. Same every defense. These LTs are getting it done. The only thing I'm worried about are ogres and Jinn. Let's watch this ogre without hitting him. He's throwing at my LT. That ain't right. What? He's below half. You know what? I'm just gonna let... If he comes through, I'll shoot him. Alright, the LT's killed him. Now that's only 4 million health. Like Summit, playing Summit solo by the end, the ogres are like 19 mil. I've never really set up the single target traps like that, Redline, so I mean, I haven't had that problem. Augie is doing Naruto cosplay at the moment. Nice. No, it's they only display the full ranges on the tooltip. The ranges do go up individually, Redline. It's just we're missing a few decimal points on the tooltip. It was the same way with auras before until they changed it. The tooltip is rounding off. Uh-oh, uh-oh. What's on the core? It must have been a kobold sneaking through. Well, crap, man. I'm a little worried now. 1900 health. That's getting pretty low. on that core health. The best XP is going to be Promenade Survival right now on Nightmare Hardcore. Yeah, and snare auras are incredible now. Lightning Tower still POS. Lightning Towers still have a little sketch to them. Oh, if you got to wave 23, do it again. You'll complete it. I mean, take your upgrades from doing it to wave 23 for one run, and you'll no doubt complete it on the next. I mean, if you can make it to wave 23, it's going to require very, very little for you to be able to complete it, you know? Alright, so now I got mixed emotions here. Part of me wants to go back to the Boost Monk, because I think whatever hit the core down there, I think it may have been because I was running around down here. So I don't feel like I should keep running around down here. Decisions. Man, I wish I had my power rock. I had to have not had it locked and just sold it. That's a bit of a bummer. Well, you know, I could always give him the dragon back to help with emergency ogre killing. He's not, I haven't put a whole lot of effort into this guy yet, so his numbers are all really low still. 1,300, but I'm getting 669 of that just from my points. So I've put no real effort into this guy yet. See if the core stays a little safer now. Dark Elves all over the place back there. Alright, Redline, take it easy. Well, you wouldn't want to combine all of that. I mean, you'd want to have separate heroes. Basically, if you only want to go with 4 heroes and you want to try to do everything on one, focus on the building and upgrade your weapon as if it was a DPS weapon. And then put all of your points into building stuff. You know, because your builder is going to be far more important in your overall success than an actual DPS hero. And snare, well, and snare power matters. So you'd want fortified power and range. For just ensnare Aura's rate wouldn't be as much of a factor. It wouldn't be a factor at all. But basically get your fortified to a point where you're not having to repair them in between waves, which won't take a ton, to be honest. And then dump everything else into range and power. Power does affect the slow. Well, meta is most effective. The rock is definitely the most effective, but there's most realistic. And realism says you're going to get a good giraffe long before you get a good rock. the thing is everybody's comparing mythical giraffes to legendary rocks, which is, you know, that's not apples to apples. If you look at mythical rocks, they're stupid OP. But, I mean, you guys know, even though I've not focused on it, I've still done 1,000,000 rock runs, and I haven't seen one yet. But I see mythical giraffes every day. Like, every other run is a mythical giraffe. Well, that's exaggerating. Every 4 or 5 runs. No, every other run. As far as Promenade and Summit is all I'm really doing right now. Literally every other run is at least a mythical giraffe. Well, you would have to compare a trans giraffe to a trans rock, which I haven't seen anyone that has had a trans rocker yet. That, and remember, a low roll trans is not as good as a high roll mythical. There's a range, you know. So I mean, you could end up getting a mythical giraffe that's way better than a trans giraffe. It depends on the ranges and how the roll went for you, you know. But if you compare apples to apples, a legendary rock versus a legendary giraffe, a mythical rock versus a mythical giraffe, the mythical rock is going to win. But it's a rarity thing. It's the extreme rare loot. It's just nobody is caring about it because a giraffe is good enough, you know, and doesn't give a movement speed penalty. But like the week before or the day before Massacre Mode comes out or whatever, people are going to be farming rocks. Because they're going to be at the point, I mean, the hardcore grinders will be farming rocks. Because they'll be at the point where a rock is just so much better, you know, if you get that super duper rare one. The problem is compared to like Promenade and Summit and everything, the gold amount is really poor in Ancient Mines. So that will be discouraging. Well, like I said, it's all about just those range rolls. You know, you can't compare a high-end something to a low-end something, and you can't compare rarity differences. So, you know, if you've got a high-rolled mythical giraffe, a high-rolled mythical rock is going to blow that away. But in the time it takes you to find that high-roll mythical rock, you'll find 20 high-roll mythical giraffes. So it's more of a convenience factor than an actual best in slot, you know? You get better loot multiplayer, but like in DD1, it didn't affect rewards like pets, or in DD1, it basically, multiplayer didn't affect the chest reward. And what I mean by that is, like in DD1, you had like the pets and stuff automatically went in your inventory. The multiplayers or the nightmare toggle or the hardcore toggle, none of that affected that. But in DDA, we don't know. You know, we can assume that it's like DD1, but we don't really know. Until the game gets far enough into launch and has had enough data miners tearing it apart, that's when we'll finally find those numbers out. But yeah, overall, you want to play multiplayer. The problem is multiplayer is such a train wreck right now. I actually did a 4-player Promenade the other night and had my system monitor up, watching everything, and I was the host. And like in the final waves, the game was running at like 10-15 frames per second. It was absolutely terrible. And when I looked at like my CPU usage and my GPU usage and everything, it was at like 40-50%. My CPU was actually lower. It was at like between 35 and 45%. And my GPU usage never went above like 45 to 50. So there's something very broken about the communicating, the peer-to-peer communication. There's a lot of memory leaks still, so if you do a lot of runs back to back, like the last 2 days I was grinding summit runs, and I didn't do more than 2 summit runs in a row without without restarting the game, because there's like heavy duty memory leaks. It's like that was not actually a terrible idea to stay away from the core. Whatever was hitting it, I was dragging it towards it. I'm pretty sure it was my fault. It wasn't like the build or anything. No, it'll always be peer-to-peer. That's something I was actually looking into because I'm not sure how it works. I would host a server and have a channel sponsored server just for my own personal games, and then every single map I did, I'd do a public match, or I would do with viewers on live streams. But I don't think that exists. Like, it's not like renting a Minecraft server or whatever, you know, because it's the game. What the hell? It had to have been a Cobalt. I saw the explosion. Boo. I don't even know what wave I made it to. I think I was like 16 or 17. Look at that, 9 million XP just from failing at wave 16 or whatever it was. I'm pretty sure that was a kobold that snuck through. Well, that stinks. Well, God, look at him going to town. The animation is so broken. Anyway, I know what I need here, and that's a power rock. So I think I'm gonna queue up some public summit runs, y'all, for the rest of the stream here. So if any of y'all want to run the summit on campaign and get some rocks, be on the lookout. Let me grab a drink here real quick though. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe one of you tech guys, one of you techie people that are way smarter than I am. I mean, is that even possible to set up? Like, if you're a peer-to-peer game through Steam, is it possible to set up your own private server where, like, you connect to that server, and then when you send invites out to people, it connects them to that server as well? I mean, is that something that even exists? I don't know. I don't think it is, or it would be more available on the internet, you think? My apprentice stats are right there. I got a ways to go on the power. The apprentice is kind of funny because if you look at it, you don't want to build your defenses based off of DPS, which is going to be system shock for some people. You would have to alter a lot of the game files to do that. Yeah, that's what I figured. Like, if the stats required for Flame Burst as far as damage per second output, and the Flame Burst is one that you would actually want to worry about damage per second, is reverse of what you would want for a DST. A DST is power hungry. It wants more power and less rate. A Flame Burst tower wants more rate and less power. So, like, I'm built right now for my Flame Burst. Yeah, DD2 was server-based. That was one of the problems, like somebody mentioned earlier. Right now, the EU servers are a train wreck. So people, you know, that's the problem you get with that sort of thing, is if there's an issue with the server, it affects everybody. It's not just one person, you know. I don't know, Grayson. If enough people ask for it, I would guess it will probably make it. Anyway, y'all, I'm hopping in to get me a power gemstone. So feel free to hop on in and join me. We'll have to look and see what it does to my frames after one map here. One of the problems I've had in the past is it destroys my frame rate gets completely destroyed on the stream by hosting games. But in a campaign, it shouldn't be too bad. Oops, god dang it, I just cannot hit the right button here today. I'm trying to hit E to get rid of that tooltip thingy. Hey, you know what? Let's go this one this way for a little better coverage. There's a bug with the matchmaking right now too, though, so y'all may not even see that match there if you look for it. Oh, I made it private? There's habit right there. Here, I'll restart it. Oh, dang, bro, that's so lucky. I lurked on Summit 1G screen minimized last night for like 4 or 5 hours, but no such luck for me. Alright, we're public. I don't think campaign will be as bad as survival. No, it's not a free-to-play game, Devin. Ooh, ooh. Hello, hello. How's it going? Oh, there we go. We got people. We got Boost Monks with rocks. It's going to be a steamroll. Grab some of this mana up. I'll have to check and see if I start dropping frames on stream. It's the exact problem that I've been complaining about. So if we start to get any buffering or anything like that, it's because the game is requiring an enormous amount of bandwidth compared to any other game. And like right now, I dedicate a large portion of my upload bandwidth to the stream, you know? If I could fuse any 2 towers together, which one would you pick? Man, that'd be tough. I would say the magic missile with the explosive trap. And have the magic missile explode. I think that would be about the coolest damn thing ever. Wouldn't that be amazing? Have the magic missile shoot out there and then explode on impact? Even if it was a small... If it was a small explosion that like only affected a mob that like is in the very, very immediate area, I think that would be just cool as shit. Well, they would have to nerf the damage amount down. That would be a performance drain, man. That would tear people's machines up. Alright, so far so good as far as campaign goes. Oh, and there it went. There went the stream with the buffering. It only did it for just a second that time, and it came right back. I think they're making improvements to it. Just started on your end? Yep. I haven't slept enough, Sammy B. No, I have not. You guys know I'm obsessive when it comes to defending the dungeons out there. All dungeons of the world must be defended. Can I get a DST, please? We're up to 12. I still got plenty of room left for more. Trying to keep him inside of his buff. They got to be placed pretty tight. There's the DPS on them. Vera's, if you're still watching the stream. I mean, they wreck. And there is inherently the problem. I mean, like I said, I would, in a second, I would get a sponsored server for the channel if that was a realism. Oop, looks like I'm losing my... Can't get another one in there tight enough. I think that one will barely clip the buff. Yeah, it looks like it's getting it. God, this is just absurdity here now. Summit Survival in 83 gear was quite challenging solo, but the key right now is group play. Cross buffing is ridiculous. Having two, even just two player, having two DPS heroes on the map is ridiculous. Like a perfect group right now in Ancient Minds gear, not even requiring the level 83 stuff. Just in level 70 Nightmare gear, you could 4-player summit if you had your primary builder stayed active, so you got the builder bonus. Then you had an apprentice that's DPS, that's overcharging a stack of defenses like we're doing here, and then had a tower boost monk that's boosting the stack of defenses, plus if you cross buffed gemstones. So if you have one gemstone, one person with a gemstone with speed, another person with a gemstone with power, you could even go another person with a gemstone with range, and you can clear summit in Ancient Minds gear, but it requires that perfect group composition. Summit is tough, you know, as it's supposed to be. It's brutal solo. In a group, it's a little bit kinder. If you can do prom is gonna be a better route, Tim. No doubt. Yeah, there's level 70 gemstones. I'm gonna get one here in a minute. I'll show you. I'm pretty sure there's level 70 ones. Stupid stuff. Stuck Jen over there. Oh, hey there. Yeah, I mean, you're going to get over 1,000,000 per shot in that setup, Sacred Cow, using Ancient Minds gear. But yeah, it's broken levels almost, to be honest. The cross buffing is just absurdly powerful. This is the problem with doing this map on campaign. On survival, it's not as big of a deal, because survival map's going to take you 2 hours anyway, or almost. But doing it on campaign, having to wait minutes and minutes and minutes for a mob to despawn. I was doing this exact strat, Marcel, with half of the stats I have right now. Right now, I'm way, way overpowered for this. I'm like 3k, 2k. 3,000 power, 2,000 rate, 1,000 range. And it's weird because I've got too much range for prom, but it's the right amount of range for here. So it almost depends on what map you want to do, you know? Prom with too much range, you're going to bug out that one ogre. If you kill the copter outside of the map without letting the ogre fly into the map, then one of the ogres gets stuck and you have to wait for it to time out. So it's like you almost want to reduce your range a little bit. Whatever DPS character you're playing on Solidify is what I would use it on. I wouldn't put it on a builder. I mean, you could, but you're going to lose out on massive building stats for not using a giraffe or a rock. What's going on there, Spirit Bird? It depends on what you want to do. The cat is going to be much far greater single target damage because it's a straight damage multiplier. So as you get stronger and you get better gear, the cat becomes more powerful because it's just giving you a percentage buff. But as far as like automated lane clearing without having to point and click, yeah, I mean, obviously the dragon's crazy good. Alright, ooh, take it easy. Thanks for swinging by. How about buffering, y'all? Have you guys seen any more buffering here besides that one bit that Nomar talked about? Because I'm actually not getting a bad response on my end right now. The third quarter of 2020 there, Spirit Brew. Oh, I hear you, Bropra. I agree 100%. As far as like me as a player in my elitist days, they ended in World of Warcraft. Oh, you just missed it, Nagiri. They actually were doing really good, and I ended up losing the match due to kobolds. They were doing way better than I expected, though. I did all lightning towers. I mean, I used other defenses, but no other damaging defenses but lightning towers on Ancient Mines. And made it a pretty good ways before I ended up losing the kobolds. The little splody bastards. Yeah, see, this stuck mob here just kills the times on this map. There's not. The Huntress has got the best selection. The Apprentice, the Monk, all of their stuff is like all cosmetic reskins. I mean, some of them have a cooler looking shot, but as far as the shot type, they're all the same. That's pretty much... That's definitely the meta at the moment, Nagiri, no doubt. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've sat on top of a stack of DSTs on Prom a whole lot of times here over the last week. I mean, a whole lot of times. 18 hours a day worth of times, almost. It brings back the feels, doesn't it, Spiritbird? Definitely brings back the feels. I want to do another one of those bonafide builds videos soon, y'all. So post up your builds on the planner. Anybody that's got a good build that they want me to highlight. Another striking. See, that one's level 70, but it's crap. Well, first off, I don't need a striking. They haven't given a final answer on mods. The thing with mods is they want to make sure DDA... Let's do it one more try. They want to make sure DDA has the same game available on all platforms. And with DD1 with mods, that made it so it was not the same game. You know? Trap nerf took a lot of build variation away. It did. Well, you got to remember too, if we had DD1's tower boost and not this tower boost that they gave us, then that would add to build variation too. But having a tower boost hero that you can only drop the boost in one area and you can't carry it around with you, that means that the most effective way to use that character is to have a stack of defenses in one spot that you can buff them all. You know? The giraffe is a builder pet. It just is a stat stick, basically. It has high builder stats on it, you'd use it. The rock is the same thing. It actually has the potential for higher builder stats, but it comes with a penalty, and that's a movement speed penalty. The gemstone that we're trying to get here now is a buff pet. You see the little glow around the towers? That's because these guys have gemstones. And it's buffing the defenses. Where, like, the propeller cat buffs the hero, the gemstone buffs defenses. I've been tempted to switch over to... Well, I need to farm another staff, because this one's upgraded as a builder staff. But I've been tempted to switch over to a DPS staff on my apprentice. And go with... try to find a dragon with decent builder stats on it. Yeah. And try going with that for the ultimate laziness. But I don't know if the builds I've been using would hold up without having the stats. Because, like, right now I've got a Transcendent Giraffe, you know? So, I mean, that's a nice item right there. Oh, it's really bad compared to Survival Nagiri. Survival's just too good, you know? Doing anything on campaign mode is just not as good. Oh, how times change so quickly. I mean, a Promenade solo, I'm getting 120 million every run. Doing the exact same build in a 4-player group, I got 180 million the other night. It took an hour and 45 minutes for 180 million XP. That's just really, really high. I mean, that's how I'm level 96 right now, is because of all the survivals. I prefer to do survivals because that's where you're getting the loot, you know? So for me, that was perfect. It's like, thank you very much. We'll do more survivals. There will be. There's only 2 challenge maps in right now. But there will be more challenge maps at release. That should be the rest of the DU. Just about. Oh, we got it. The Jin is back. Ooh. I mean, the game is a work in progress still, you know? That's the thing about early access games. When you sign on to them, you have to be expectant of what you are about to play. And what you're about to play is an early access game, you know? How did I fit them all inside a buff last time? I'm not even sure. Must have just stacked them all a little tighter. Nah, that guy is not taking any damage. I haven't found anything you can use in the game to avoid it. The ones on prom, sometimes you can find a little sweet spot on the mob that is taking damage. But I haven't found any way to get this gen to take damage. Well, the problem is the difficulty that the weapon drops in, Clark. I think the weapon could be super, super cool if we had a chance of getting like a high upgrade transcendent one. But it doesn't seem like we have that option, or that opportunity. To do this build, I started doing this build at like 1,000 power. I was at like 1,000 power, 750 rate, right around there, and I was doing this build. The difference is in the last wave, when you're at 1,000 power, 750 rate, you actually have to contribute some. You got to get out there and shoot the baddies. If not, they'll just overwhelm you. Thank you so much, Sir Salem. I appreciate it. 40k, y'all. Crazy. You're going to be better off doing Ancient Mines Survival, though, Jordan. You're going to get gear that you can use, and you're going to get more XP and more gold. So, right now, with the state of things as they are right now today, survival is the way to go. But yeah, when I was doing this with 1,000 builds, like in wave 4, this lane right here would get pushed a little bit. And then in wave 5, this lane right here would get pushed really hard. So I would have to go and DPS in those lanes. But yeah, you can do this with really low stats. This is a really easy map to do on campaign. And the DST is just perfect for it because it's, you know, it's shooting through walls. And this map with the enemies having such long corridors to run, it just makes the DST really shine. How much do I have on my Squire? Right now, I think I'm at like, I'm coming up close to 3K. And the same on my Apprentice. I put several billion gold into my Apprentice yesterday, my Apprentice Waller, to try to get some viable Apprentice walls I could use when I need the extra DU, you know? That 1 DU is certainly a really nice thing. I want to do a Boost Monk build on Summit. I haven't gotten one completely dialed in yet, where, you know, you have Flame Burst, for the most part, are covering this end of the map, where we have the Flame Burst up here close enough. Yeah, see, now I'm buffering so bad I'm getting warnings from YouTube. I just can't play, I can't host matches while I'm streaming, and that's such a bummer. And I've never had that issue in any game I've ever played in my life. It's the very first time. So, you know, I'm looking forward to Chromatic making some optimizations there. It's not the game, Sammy. The game is running fine for me. It's the host bandwidth requirement is so huge that it's eating into my stream bandwidth. And like, I've got my stream set to stream at 4,000 kbps, and there's times where the game is taking more than that. You know? So that, I mean, it's not my settings, it's the game. It's the same, DD1 had the same problem and the CDT fixed it. So it's bad netcode or something. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the engineer to be able to name the specifics. But like right now, right this second, it just recovered and dropped down to like 600. But right as I was about to say that, it had spiked over 5,000 kbps bitrate just to host this game, which is crazy. No, I feel no problem at all in game. I'm the host, so I mean the game is running fine. My machine is got the CPU is at a low level, the GPU is at a low level. Everything is fine on my screen. The problem 100% is the connection. Now granted, I don't have a great connection. I'm 150 down, but only 5 up on unbonded cable networks. So, I mean, if Elon Musk will kick his shit in gear and get them satellites flying, then I won't have a problem and the game can run poorly. But since I do have a problem, obviously I want him to get this shit fixed. Because it's, like I said, it's not a problem with any game I've ever had. I've never had an issue like this with Warframe, streaming Warframe. And Warframe is way more graphics intensive than this. You know? Alright, which one did we get? Ah, a sturdy. Boo. Man, a really crappy sturdy at that. Well, they're going to have to make some optimizations. See, that's the thing I wondered, though, too, Nagiri, is on the Switch. I mean, I don't know how it works, but on the Switch, would it still be peer-to-peer, or would it be going through, like, some Nintendo servers? I just don't know. I don't know the technical answer to that. If it's going through Nintendo servers, it will actually be better on the Switch. But so that's something we'll definitely want to look into for sure. Oh, no, I'm not having anything like that, but like I said, there's no server, Elf Gang. I'm the host. So I don't see any latency like that. You need to have authentication with Nintendo, but it is peer-to-peer? Oh. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it's going to work. I can tell you that what would be absolutely wonderful for me, personally, if there was a way for me to host a server, a private server, where, you know, I mean, I'd be willing to go out and try to get a sponsored server or pay for the server myself. But if, when I played the game, I could connect to a server and then invite people to play through that server, that would remedy the problems. But, you know, it's a peer-to-peer game. It's gonna be a peer-to-peer game. So the real fix is they've got to fix the netcode and make it communicate properly, or more efficiently. Anyway, y'all, that is going to be it for me for today on YouTube here. I'm going to take a short lunch break of about, probably about an hour, actually. And then I'm going to be live over on Twitch. So, going to get it for me for now. Short break, and I'll be live on Twitch in an hour. That should be right around 4 p.m. Pacific time. But thank you all an absolute ton for swinging by. Thank you all again for the 40K. That is just so absolutely amazing. And I will be live over on the Twitches in about an hour. Take it easy, y'all.